Check.
So let me introduce the panelists first. We've got Charles Frump, who is with Ford, brand manager, working on a big launch for Fiesta. Okay. We've got Meg Wu, who's the managing director for Group M. We've got Alvin Jiang, who is with Oak Partners, who are basically the people behind Xiaonei and Mopu. And to the extreme left, you have Sanjay, who is with Lowe, with a big title of a business director. Okay, so I think we have quite an interesting panel combination. Somebody from the client side, somebody from the media side, somebody from the agency side, and somebody from the publisher, okay? So one of the things that we felt that came out very strongly is that people confuse multimedia campaigns with integrated campaigns, okay? Sanjay, I would like to get your point of view on this point. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Whenever we get into a plan for an integrated campaign with our clients, I think a lot of the time we spend initially is to try and clear the air about what exactly is an integrated campaign and what exactly is a multimedia campaign. Because there is a feeling that, and I mean this equally of clients as I do of agencies, that a lot of clients and agencies tend to confuse multimedia, or the fact that you use one key visual, one headline, one piece of body copy, and say, okay, now you're going to use that in my television commercial, I'm going to use that on a poster, that becomes my outdoor, that becomes my leaflet, and a lot of effort is spent into making sure that the key visual and the key headline is present everywhere. Multimedia campaign and an integrated campaign is that in a multimedia campaign, the same message delivered in the same manner, seen in exactly the same way no matter where you are. But an integrated campaign is really about one message, a core message, but depending on which medium you see it in, changes or manifestations of the message, or let's say nuances of that message come up. Best examples I could think of recently, and I love John McCain, the senator, but I think John McCain, the campaigner, versus Obama, the campaigner. And John McCain went to every meeting that he could, whether it was a veterans meeting, whether it was young guys on the table, and said, you know what, friends, I'm a maverick, vote for me. I'm a maverick, vote for me. And I think in stark contrast, the Obama campaign is really what I would call a classic integrated campaign. Because what he said was, okay, I stand for change. And that's his core message. Or if he went to a large business body and he said, I'd like to change the way the Democrats and the Republicans are very bipartisan, I'd like to change that. If he went down to talking about race and ethnicity, then he said, you know what, the whole issue of the fact that change is coming to America because I'm standing today as a president candidate, that's change. So the message was still change, just like McCain's message was being a maverick. Yeah. But the way he rendered it to different audiences gave everybody the impression that yes, it is about change, but in a manner that is relevant to me. I have to
say that even as an agency and working one of the biggest brands here in China, we catch ourselves once in a while coming to a meeting and being told there's already a storyboard that's been developed for a TVC. Now we want you as a digital agency to go and work around that TVC and deliver and truly integrate a very viral campaign, please.
It's bad for business for me to say this, that the TVC is not the idea for the campaign. But the fact of the matter remains is, it's right, because what tends to happen is, and if you go back to, if you don't understand Rule 4, look at Rule 1, which says that the moment you have a TVC, that is the basis for an integrated campaign, then what you're just doing is replicating what the TVC is saying and passing it off as an integrated campaign.
Could you guys just share with me some of your favorite big ideas that you've seen recently, and why has it not started with a TVC?
For a non-profit organization, okay, which focused on the fact that every 30 seconds a child in Africa dies because he does not get adequate drinking water. In these conferences, or like on television, most of the newscasters would sit with a bottle of water next to them. You'll always see that whenever you're watching on TV live. They had a little black boy who ran across onto the sets while the evening news was on, picked up that glass of water and gulped it down. And it said, you know what, that actually saved one guy in Africa from dying because he didn't have water.
To work with them, it's pretty natural. So I don't know about you guys, but like we love to do drinking sessions and just going and getting pissed together because
and bitch about the client together.
Exactly.
Yeah, but as a client, I mean, it's the best thing you can do is to encourage your agencies to actually socialize.
Thank you so much for coming and listening to us. Thank you.